Hello guys. So today's stream is going to be a bit of Nick's learning and a bit of personal stuff. I have a few things I want to do today. I want to organize my Obsidian a bit, and I want to kind of like make sure that my notes are like very organized. I've been trying a different way to kind of like structure my notes, make sure that they're in the right folders and stuff. It's kind of like a way for me to feel productive, even though I am not productive. So, what I want to do is I want to organize my Obsidian. I used to use the Zetocasting note-taking method, but then but then I feel it's actually a very good method. It's been quite helpful, but at the same time, uh, as your note-taking system grows, it feels a bit kind of like hard to find the note you're looking for. I mean, sometimes it helps if you try to kind of like search for the notes that you're looking for, but at the same time, I feel like once my vault starts to grow very large, then I will be missing out on like the notes that I actually do need, right? So I want a much better way. So I'm going back to the good old ways, which is folders. So what I plan to do is basically just have different folders for different topics. So if I have a new note, I'm just going to put that note in a certain folder. But then I do have some notes that are all in the Zetocasting fleeting note folders, and they are quite a lot. I have some notes for 2024, which is a lot, and I have some notes for 2025, which is starting to get too much also. And while the Zetocasting process is actually good, I still I kind of feel like I forget that I have some certain notes and I have to like search through them and stuff. But then there's sometimes I just really want to get the notes without having to search through them. Like once I know where the folder is, I could just like go to the folder, pick the note out. I just don't want to complicate things, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just want to clean things up. I'm still going to be using the Zetocasting folder, but what I'm going to do is like inside the fleeting note folder, I'm going to have the notes in their own separate folders. So I'm not going to have like the notes like this. As you can see, this contains like different topics like DBOS, Kulema, Nix, DSA, just like a bunch of them, right? And it's only good when you are someone that kind of like write maybe like a literature notes or something that requires like every reference or something. um I think it's for people, but once you do tech, once you write on different topics, I think it's very good if those topics are in like their own folders, just like when you have like a code base and then you have like different folders for like different components and then you modularize stuff. I should have done that from the start, but because I came from a background of Zetocasting, I figured maybe that would help me a lot when it comes to like writing my notes. But not really actually. My vault is like growing so much now, and it feels less organized. Uh, Let me get a graph of my vault. Like I have like lots of notes now, like lots and lots of notes, and I just have this urge, you know, to just make sure that it's organized. So I'm gonna do that today, and then maybe we're going to then continue on the next learning that we're doing, and then yeah. One other thing is I'm currently downloading like music that I'm that is non-copyright because YouTube has been kind of like blocking some of my videos because I use copyright music. And I also don't want to try Spotify because I haven't actually paid for Spotify, and I get ads like every 30 minutes, and it's quite annoying when you have ads on your stream. So I decided to download like can you see that ads? Nope. So I decided to download the music offline instead and try to just play them using the new, I think it was called music. Yeah, I downloaded this package today. So I'm just going to use this package for my music today, and hopefully all goes well. But what I don't like is the fact that this package does not actually respond to. Why does it not respond to? Wow, it does respond, but I don't know. I feel it's meant to shrink out this. But anyways, I just downloaded this because it's minimal, and I'll be using this for my music. So, yep. Let's get the music and then we get going. So, how's it going today, guys? Uh, Even though there's no guys, I I just came out from work and I just feel like streaming because I don't know. I just feel like streaming today. Where did I download my music? I don't feel so happy today because I don't know, personal stuff. So streaming is just like I feel streaming would get my mind off some things and make me happy. If that makes sense. So yeah, we've got music. So we're just gonna play them in music and let's get music. Add folders, music. Yeah, we're gonna get this one. Open. What did it say? It says cancel. Hmm. Think. I think we're just gonna do this. We can add music. But we can add the folders. We're just gonna add the folders in. Yeah, we're just gonna add the folders in. Open, scan, refresh. Okay, so what's the problem? Why does he have the view? There's not music in your library, but you can add music here, which is what I did. Right. Add music. What's going on? Why is it not recognizing the folders? Music. I think I know why actually. Maybe it's not recognizing the path. But that's just so weird actually. Let's try something. Let's try this. Music. Open. So, okay, let's do this. Reset. I don't know why, but let's close this out unless music. Let's open this up again. And wow, I'm just going to add music, scan, add folders, open. Let's try something. Let's try something. Let's go to music. Let's try and rename this to Planetarium. I had the Planetarium rename. So maybe this would work. I mean, I don't know. Well, we could just do this actually. We could just do this and then we do open with. We could just say music. Let's look for music. That's just so weird. No, it's not showing the music in there. Well. Let's add the folders again this time around. It's just so weird. I don't know. Um. Okay. Maybe we should. Add folders. Sorry. Okay, great. So what do we do next? Okay, let's close. Let's launch it up again. Music. I don't know why it's not. Um. I don't know why it's not working. Um. I think I'm doing something wrong. Is there like a config for this? Maybe we have a config for this. Config. Do we have like music in there? IJK. Oh yeah, we do. What's the name again? Music. Music. Alright. Let's just do endvim. See what we've got. So I changed my keyboard to a friend keyboard, and so I'm trying to get used to the keyboard. It's a Logitech keyboard. It's pretty small, and I've been loving it so far, but I have to get used to it. So I think I think the problem is because we have space in like the namings of the folders. So maybe if we kind of like rename or move these things, that would fix it for us. Move to biscuit. Um, yeah. Let's see. Let's remove. like all this ones. Very good. Are we good now? Music, then we have the actual folder. Good. What else do we need? Okay, good. Let's try to good. Let's close and open up again, actually. Music. Okay. So let's go to this, add folders. Let's add the music. Open. Okay. So now we have it. But still we get no music. What's going on now? Refresh. Music. Come on, I just need music, guys. Go to library. Playlist. Press created. Create one now. Okay. You know what I think something is wrong with this. I think something is wrong, I don't know. Like, am I the one with problems or because clearly I already specified the parts to the music and I already had the necessary things that I want to add. Maybe I'll just fall back to a automatically first library started the library. So I think this is just not working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just do files. I'm just going to use the default music player. Nice. Open with audio player. Oh shit. No, 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 no. That's what am I doing? God. What the hell is that? I forgot I'm using iPad. It's just gonna open like a new session for each of the music. It's not Windows. For crying out loud. I do have a music player in there. So we could maybe oh look at that. Interesting stuff, isn't it? Let's play the music. Let's play the music. I don't want this. It's song artist album. Okay, let's just do play
Hey guys.
shuffle. Nice. I think we're good now. Okay, good. Let's just put this in. Let's close this off. Nice. Okay, looks like we're good to go now. We're good to go, good to go, good to go. I don't need this. Perfecto. Nice. We spent 20 minutes trying to figure out how to make music work. Okay, what did I want to do? Yep, we want to organize Obsidian. So where do I start from? So I have the blog MOC, but can I add text to this? So these are like the blogs that I have not published yet. This was a blog I wrote a few days ago when I was trying to understand something in the Nix. I plan to publish this, but currently my server is down because I didn't pay for it. So yep, I'm just going to I'm just gonna leave it. But then what I want to do is I want to understand, like next time if I want to then decide to publish, how do I easily find the notes that I want to publish? I created a tag to be published. So any notes that has a to be published tag basically means that we want to publish it. But before that, I want to get. But before that, I want to. Okay, it's working. Good. So yeah, every note has it to be published. So that way I know. But we could. Yeah, I think yeah. So if we use a project browser, and I go to probably like Nix, you can see that it's on there to be published. So this way I know that okay, there's not this particular note is meant to be published under is meant to be published. Just like this one, I don't think I have published this yet. I'm gonna do it once I pay for my blog. I'm gonna publish this, and yeah, once I pay, I'm gonna publish this, and I'm gonna publish this. But I need to make sure that I have folders for the things that I am learning. So I'm gonna create folder for Nix also, because I'm learning Nix, and I need to move every note relating to Nix over to Nix. So I'm just gonna move to Nix. Good. If we do Nix, how to manage security with Nix? Yep. I do want to move this one also. Control P. Move file to another folder. So Nix. Good. Now I know all Nix files are gonna be in Nix. I also have other files that I want to encrypt my email password with Nix. Okay, I'm gonna move this over to Nix also. Just do that. Nix, sorry. Move files to current folder. Nice. So now we have the notes on Nix. Interesting. I mean, it's gonna take me a while for me to move all of this, but if I do them like one by one, cool, Mina, get. Where's my music? What's going on? I do have a lot of cool Mina notes actually. I feel like there should be a much like better way to do this. Maybe like a script or something. Because if I have a script for this, that would be better. Like a script that would check for the title name and then move files to the folders. Let's do. I think a script would be good. So because having to do this manually is just annoying. It's too long. You want to. Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. So I'm not gonna do that today. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to create like the folders for like the most common notes that I take, so it would be way more easier for me next time. I have nix. Hold mine also. Actually, I think I'm doing something wrong. The calendar needs to be somewhere in here, and this one's needs to be somewhere in here. Can I put them on here? And yeah, good, good, good. Okay. going on with this? I don't know why it's this one is also shit. Well, let's not waste time on the Obsidian and let's move on to the that's where I get my music from. I'm just gonna pin time so I don't forget. Very good. Alright. Yeah, I stopped there yesterday. I didn't finish this. Sorry. Good. 1 plus 2 is an expression in nix, and the value of this expression is 3. Use nix report to evaluate nix expression interactively by typing them on the command line, which I just did. So A point B point C equals to 1 basically means A equals to whatever that means. Okay, if you add the P, if you add the argument, it's an argument. If you add the argument P before the expression, you could then see how it's been evaluated. Yeah, this is kind of similar to how you create modules in Nix when you have like an expression like let me see something. Um, Actually, let's just create an empty one. We could have something like this, and then we could have that. Then we could have applications equals to um, or the category we could say gaming equals to, then we could say enable equals to true, something like this. Um, this is similar to this, right? We could also do like application dot gaming dot enable equals to true. So this would also make sense, but shouldn't be in there. So the reason why we're getting an error in here is because we already defined the exact same thing. Like the exact same thing we define in here is the exact same thing that we're defining in here. The only way we could kind of like avoid this error might be to do like a let, and then we have like an in. I think this is good, and then we could get this. And we pass it into, yeah, good. If we do it this way, we could avoid it. Test equals to application dot then we have to define application. Oh my god, it's annoying. Let's just do this. I think this makes sense. Um, yeah, so this same thing is the exact same thing as this, and what I'm just gonna do is evaluate in nix file. We could use nix instantiate evaluate to evaluate the expression in nix. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's just get all of this. Let's create this. We don't really need this for now. Don't want to do it in here. I don't want to have to type out all this. That's why I'm trying to see. Because I do have an alias that test, but 3. Okay. So what really happened in here is, you see, when we write a file.nix file, right? When we create a file.nix file and we pass in the uh, the expression 1 plus 2, if we want to like evaluate the expression, we have to explicitly pass in like file.nix. But nix by default always checks for a default.nix file. Like regardless, even if you don't pass in even if you don't pass in default.nix, by default nix would always search for a default.nix file, would always try to evaluate it. So let's say we remove the default.nix file, right? We don't have the default.nix file. Now let's do nix instantiate eval. We're gonna get an error, and it tells us that the default.nix file does not exist. So now we know. By default, nix always check the default.nix file. So the nix language uses lazy evaluation and nix instantiate by default. So this is similar to the one to the A plus B plus C. So A is the application, B is the gaming, and C is enable, and then the value is true. So if we try to evaluate this, we let's see if we get like the result that we need. I think we have to parse in the part. As you can see, uh, we get the result, but it's not really formatted. So we could format it by parsing in. I think the other way we could format it is to pass in like a argument for formatting. I don't really know how to format with Nix instantiate. Let me ask ChatGPT. So let's assume we could use JQ for it. So if we do let's try this command. JSON file.nix format. What's going on with this file.nix? Then we could pipe it with what's going on? How does the pipe work in here? Okay, just gonna get this. Nice. You can see we get in there formatted. Something's wrong. What's going on? Oh, found it. My That's the problem. Oh, how do you print out in Nix? I don't think I know how to print out. Let me ask. Do I print out in Nix? Okay. It's going to basically. Okay. Cannot convert the function to JSON. Okay. So we should not have that in there yet. Okay. Interesting. So this is the same thing as this. I was like, there's literally no different. It just depends on how they have been formatted. So attribute set and let expressions are used to assign name to values. Assignment are denoted by a single equals to sign. In this case, we're using the let. Basically, you're using the let expression to assign a name to value. So this is a name, x is a name, y is a name, and then the value of x and y is 1 and 2. We could just say name, or we could just say like first name equals to my name. I'll just do like the intro word, and we could say last name. So we could do this, right? And then if we want to make use of this, we could just say, if we do result instead, we could say result. I don't know if this would work. We could just say result is first name. So it's not. We could say result 1. I'm not sure if this would work, but yeah, you can see result 1 is the introvert, and then result is 3. So we can basically use the let expression um, to to assign a name to a value, like a variable. We can call this a variable. This is a variable, so now we're assigning a value to that variables. So we basically add code in the values of the first name and then the value of the last name and stuff like that. So what I want to do now is I want to know how to kind of like create like a string uh, concatenation. So I could just say like first name plus last name, but I'm not sure this would kind of like, can we do something like this? Can we have like an empty string and then we have like a plus again and say last name, then we close that in. I mean, I'm not sure if this would work. If where am I? I don't know what's going on with that. So if I did nix.dev out again, oh, you can actually do that. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So the next language is it's actually very similar to JSON. It's like very similar to JSON, but JSON does not have like a semicolon. Like, oh, it does have a semicolon in it. Does it? It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. JSON is a comma. Like it has a comma, and then like every value except for the last. But with Nix, it's a semicolon. Well, it's actually very similar to JSON. Like you can see similarities, but the only difference is that uh, the the keys are like defined as a string, even though they're not strings, and this doesn't have it. And we have like I don't know why I keep forgetting like the names of these things. And we have like is equal to right there. So this is called an attribute set. This is how we create an attribute set in Nix. Like this is a set containing two values right there. So it's called an attribute set in Nix. Recursive attribute sets. Let's try that out. Is it Nix? So we have a recursive attribute set. Can we have that in here? I think we can. Okay, so if we do something like rec, then we have 1 equals to 1, 2 equals to 1 plus 1, and and then 3 equals to 2 plus 1. Do we need to just but does he want me to use like a equals to sign, or maybe he wants me to create like a different let's see what it wants us to do. Probably because we have them inside of the. We could create like a temporary default.nix file. Yeah, we could do that. So then we do nix.dev, by the way, Jason. Oh, sorry. Let's. My bad. Let's just do nix.eval. I forgot the command for. If we try it this way, if we try it, let's say we define the value of 1, no, let's define 2 equals to. Can we just do something like 2? How do we define an empty? It needs something. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could then say like 1 equals to 1, and we could say 2 equals to 1 plus 1. Let's say 2 equals to 2 plus 1. But the problem with this, as we already know, is what is going on. Yeah, it's we don't have we don't. yeah, we don't have one defined, so it already tells us we don't have one defined. So, but what I'm trying to say is, if we try it this way, we're gonna get an error that one is not defined. So let's move on to let in. As known as let expression or let binding, let expression allow assigning names to value for repeated use. That's what we do in here. We assign uh, names to value. If we say a equals to 1, and then we can then use that as a plus a, which will give us 2 because a has already been uh, defined. Let's try this again. Let's say b equals to a plus 1. Then we can say a equals to 1. And then if we try to use it in here, we would say a plus b, right? Or we could say like result 3 which equals to a plus b. And then if we try to do nix.eval JSON checkq, we get 3. So yeah, it's working. And if we try it this way without passing in like without passing the variables inside of the let and in bindings, we would get an error. Oh no, not really. Like if we don't pass in x, if we don't define x, we're gonna get an error. Let's try attribute sets. Oh my god, this keyboard. Let's try to define attribute sets. We create an attribute set and then we pass in x with the value of y inside of it, and then we want to use the attribute set in the, so we can say attribute set dot x. So this means that we are basically getting the value of the attribute set. Let's just say attribute result equals to. So this is basically the same as this attribute set results 1. I'm so bad at naming variables. Attribute set equals to x. Is it really this way? Not really. I don't think it's this way. It's not this way. Let's just do this. Let's do nix.eval. As you can see, attribute set gives us the value that we defined in the attribute set, which is 1. If we do files again, we already defined a value of 1 to the attribute set, which is this, and then we basically are getting the the value of x in here. So we're doing attribute set dot x, which would go attribute set dot x. Accessing nested attribute works the same. Let's create a nested attribute. Let's do nested attributes. Let's do now we have a nested attribute. Let's try and get the value of the nested attribute. So in here we're basically getting the value of c. So we should be expecting like a result of 2. Now let's try to evaluate that. Nix.eval. As you can see, we're getting a result of 2. So the with expression allow access to attributes without repeatedly referencing the attribute set. That looks interesting. Let's see. Let's create an attribute set and assign the values to variable a. So let's do this. nvm dot fuzz. So we could just do something like we could just say names. We could just say names. Should I do student names or I don't really know what to do. You say it's science. well, I'm using this to learn Vim. It's so interesting. It's like I'm learning Vim through writing nix file. So now we want to use the values. We want to get the values of, like the values in the attribute set. We could just do weight. So we say weight student course. We want to get the value of science. We want to get the value for math, and we want to get the value for physics. What's the problem now? Oh yeah, I think I made a mistake. This should be after the in expression, like that. But then we already have the below. Okay. I'm thinking about something. Is there a way we could use this inside of the expression without having to... Sorry, what was that? Thinking of something. Where's my music? Okay. Let's do this. Classes. Yours equals to... just do... I think something is wrong somewhere. Okay, there's a better way to do it. We don't have to do this. We could do this. We could do this. We're just gonna put the weight function in a variable. We can just say cost result. Cost result equals to weight. Courses we want to get. Let's just delete this once. Okay. So with courses we want to get right. With courses we want to get math. We want to get science. C-I-N-C. C-I-E-N-C, and we want to get physics. I think this makes sense. We just do this. Is this gonna work? So now let's see if we will get the result that we need. nix.dev. Yep. As you can see, we're able to get the value of the cost result. using the weak command, I'll say the weak command is similar to like how do I put it? It's similar to when you create like a when you define like a variable. No, sorry, when you define like a data structure, like a JSON data structure, and then you try to like get the value of the uh, defined data, right? So we created a data that contains a data set that contains the number of like maybe results for like a particular students in math, physics, and science, and then we create a variable that uh, we create a variable cost result. Should I call the cost the student cost like a we pass in the student cost? Should I call it like a variable? Yeah, I can call it variable. Then we pass in the variable that contains the value of the defined names to the value of the student cost, and then we're able to get the results. So it's quite interesting though, I think. I want to call this, I think it was attribute access. Attribute access. Oh, what am I doing? God, Vim. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, what's next? I think I'm gonna end the stream now actually, but let's do one more. We've done read, we've done attribute access, we've done record attribute record, we've done recursive attribute, we've done attribute set. Let's do inherit now. So inherit is a shorthand for accessing the value of a name from an existing scope to the same name in nested scope. It is convenient to avoid repeating the same name multiple times. I don't know, but I think this is kind of like similar to beat in a way, but let's see. Let's define our own value. Let's say inherit. We could then say father. No, we could say what can you inherit? We could say prime number say odd number. Let's just say even. Let's do that. So then we're going to use inherit in this. Let's just do something like delete. Let's do inherit. So we could say prime number and even number. Interesting. So how do we use it? Could we put that in a like uh, so inherit expect an expression. Maybe this. Can we do this? Oh wow, look at that. I'm starting to become an expert in Nix. So I guess this should work. Let's do Nix eval. Yeah, look at that. Inherit prime even. Even number is 4, prime number is 5. I like the fact that I'm starting to understand how this works. So they said inherit is also equivalent to x equals to x and y equals to y. Interesting. So let's just read. Y equals to y. Should I just do this? Inherit also work inside the let expression. Interesting. Let's see. We could say inherit. We could say iPhone. iPhone 16. And we could say number iPhone number we could say equals to 16. Well, what we're not going to do is we're not going to add 16 here. We're just going to say iPhone, and then we're going to say something like iPhone and iPhone number, and then we're going to close that up. So we create a attribute set that contains a string and an integer, and then we pass that out so we could use it inside of the in expression. So if we do that and we say iPhone model You just say my iPhone model equals to, we could just say iPhone, and we could just say iPhone number, and then we just do something like that. So we just do something like this. So if we try to evaluate this, our iPhone model equals to iPhone 16. Interesting. I'm just gonna do inherit with let. This is interesting. Now we move on to string interpolation. Should I start this today? So basically, string interpolation is previously known as anti-quotation. The value of a unique expression can be inserted into a character string with the $sign and braces. This is kind of similar to when you have like a env file and you have like a key, but then you want to assign a value to the key, and then you don't want to add code the value inside of the same file. You could create like a env file that contains the value of that contains the value to the key. But in this case, we're going to have the exact same value inside of our let function. I don't know if this is a function, but inside of our let function, or our let, what should I call this? I'm gonna figure out. And then we're going to use it inside of the in function. So let's try this out. Just use string interpolation. So we're gonna do something like Azure VM. So we could do this Azure VM, and then we're going to use that. So we'd say so this should work now. If I do nix.dev, my database server is on Azure VM. As you can see, it's working fine. Only character string or value can be represented as a characters. No, only character strings or values can be represented as a character. What am I reading? Only character strings or values that can be represented as a character string that are allowed. Also, this does not support integer because it's called string interpolation, so there's no way it supports integer. Interpolation expression can be arbitrarily nested. This can become hard to read, and we recommend to avoid it in practice. Mm. Yeah, like if you do something like this, you basically complicate things for yourself. I mean, it's good, but it's actually I think it's advisable to avoid it. I mean, I've seen some Nix code that do something like this. So the kind of stuff that scares me, and I'm like, you know what? I need to learn Nix right now because what is this? And yeah, indented string. So we stopped at string interpolation. Tomorrow we're gonna continue from indented string. I need to I need to go eat and I need to sleep. I think today I successfully did a 1 hour 42-minute stream. I want to make it 2 hours, but really I need to sleep. I need to eat. I need to get ready for tomorrow. So yeah, it was a really nice learning today. Quite interesting for me. And yeah, tomorrow we'll start with indented string. Let me add a comment to that. Just say info tomorrow. Just gonna do something like that. Good, thank you guys for watching and have a good day.